One thing I love about my work here is the mission of the university really partners well, it dovetails perfectly with my own faith journey, my own walking with the living God in my life. And it really is a blessing to be able to share that with others and to accompany others, students, faculty, staff, alumni, on their own faith journeys. And we really kind of have this central pivot point here at Regis of being able to work in a place where transformative education is right at the heart. A faith that does justice, that seeks justice, really helps us to make a difference in our world. And it's an honor for me to be a part of this exciting mission here at Regis.
One of the most exciting things for me about being at Regis was that it's the first time in my life, in my career especially, that even though I felt like God was leading me, I really felt a connection with Regis in that I had an opportunity to sit in and reflect upon the philosophy, the Jesuit tradition. All of those things just fit in quite well for me, and it fit my soul. For me, it was an intensity of faith. So I felt really at home at Regis and felt really able to especially incorporate Cura Personalis, the Magis, all of those concepts within my teaching, within my administrative role, having a compassion for individuals, for people.
Regis education has changed my life trajectory because everything I do, whether it's youth violence prevention or serving others in a food bank, is through the lens of serving others and being there in solidarity with them. And I think Regis has taught me a lot on how to reflect the Jesuit values of me onto others, and just for them to see God in me.
And I first came to start our Teaching and Learning Center, and the privilege of being in church on Sunday and having a sermon, having a homily that spoke to me, and being able on Monday to come and share that part of my life with my colleagues and with my peers was really kind of a blessing, because I didn't have to put up the separations. And that has led to all different kinds of conversations, because it's allowed me to ask questions. It's put me in conversations with Jesuit priests in community for a year with that priest and with colleagues, asking, are we delivering the promise of a Jesuit education, and what's the depth of that faith-based education that we do, and leading into asking those conversations of the students to find those inner movements and match them with the world's needs. Being on the Ignatian pilgrimage with colleagues from across the institution and colleagues from Creighton, and how deep of an experience that is, that allows me to go back and ask really serious questions about whether or not we're offering the education that we need to offer, not for this world today, but for the world as it's going to look in the future, and how we can create those change makers.
I was born and raised Catholic, so I've been in the church my whole life. Being able to grow in my faith while also pursuing my career and pursuing my passion is something that was really important to me. The faith values that we have here at Regis really build my kind of lifestyle that I want to live as a future teacher, and just as I grow as a person. I think it's really important to take care of each other and just kind of build that cura personalis of caring for the whole person.
Faith played a huge role. I think really the seeds were planted for me as an undergraduate student at Regis University through several directions, through my theology courses, through the Jesuit in residence who lived in DeSmet Hall with us, and through the campus ministry program, the wonderful 10 o'clock Mass that was very intimate that we went to frequently. I would say it was the first time that I started to feel like my faith was becoming my own and not something that we did as a family. Those experiences certainly had me probably more thoughtful and reflective. I never saw myself going into education, but as this kind of discerning spirit, and some of those prayerful techniques that I learned through the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, Regis University, really kind of took root in me. I found myself being called in a new way to serve others.
So when I first came to Regis in my first year, I was very stressed about pharmacy school, and that was the main thing I was really focusing on. But then I took time aside to go to church on Sundays, and that's when I got to experience the Catholic community here at Regis. Once I was able to meet all the pro staff in university ministry, I really found myself. I really found my community here at Regis. Your main goal here at Regis is to get that degree, but it's also a sense to grow your faith, your being as a whole, understanding who I really am and understanding how I'm able to connect my faith through my profession in the future.
Today is an extremely exciting day in the history of Regis here, as we are all blessed to have the opportunity to witness and be present to the inauguration of Dr. Salvador Aceves, our first permanent lay Latino president here at Regis. And in reflecting upon my own faith journey, I am so excited and confident that under President Aceves' leadership, Regis will continue to lean into its mission. That mission will be at the core of everything that we do, and I am very excited for the future that is upon us with President Aceves at the helm.